Still monitoring the depressurization. It is a methodical and slow procedure, so we're very patiently waiting for that 5 psi mark. We still got about a little more than 1 psi to go. We're sitting at about 0.65 psi, so a couple more minutes until that's down, and then we'll hear the next steps to get these 2 spacewalkers out the door.
TV1 has changed the TCV setting from 5 to 6.
Copy, TCV 6, Koichi.
Airlock Houston on 1 for the depress test. It's taking a little longer than what we expected, so we'll get a last reading at this point, and then after that is complete, we'll take the EMER MPEV to open, in addition to leaving the EV hatch MPEV open. How copy?
TV1 copies.
TV2 copies.
And IV copies.
And day reading is 28.
And the gauge reading is 0.7.
Okay, I copy both, and we are just slightly above all pressure. I'll let you know shortly.
And Fred, we'll take your PCS reading right now, and then.
Okay, Aki, I am showing 32.3.
Okay, copy that, and then, yeah, you're doing it, so it's an action for you to open the emergency MPEV.
Okay, emergency MPEV coming open. Emergency MPEV open.
Here's some copies.
For those following along, we are monitoring the depressurization. If for those who are familiar with the depressurization prior to a spacewalk, right now this is what they're undergoing is sort of a new way, a test way of depressurizing for the future. So the emergency MPEV is a hatch, but it is we're not in an emergency by any means. This is just a new approach to that they're testing out for this particular spacewalk.
Rocky, just to clarify, do you still want me to call less than 0.5?
And negative on that, Frank.
Okay, copy, thanks. All right, so I think with that completes our duties as IV. Koichi and Duke, good luck. You guys are going to kill it out there. Can't wait to have you back in.
Great. Thank you, Frank and Josh.
Josh and Frank, thanks so much. You guys are awesome. See you in a bit. Look, Richie, I'm going to turn on my right shoulder a little bit to give you some more room for the hatch. Do you feel like you're in a good position when it's done?
Okay, great.
And if you need me to hold your feet, just let me know.
Okay. I think it's good now.
Okay.
Yep.
And Frank, before you go,
Okay.
once the crew lock is at approximately DPDT 0, you are going to close the EMER hatch MPEV, the EMER MPEV, and Koichi will be closing the EV hatch MPEV.
Copy, G. Yep, appreciate it. We're not going anywhere. We're going to watch these guys exit up that hatch.
Yes, EV copy. That's after we open the hatch, is that right? To close the EV MPEV.
Sorry again, Koichi?
Okay, so after hatch open, I close the EV MPEV valve, correct?
That is correct, Koichi.
Okay, copy that.
Right now inside the crew lock, the two spacewalking astronauts are on the other side of that hatch. That's the crew lock. They're facing opposite directions, so it's actually Koichi Wakata, the EV1 position with the red stripes.
And a reminder for crew, when the crew lock DPDT is approximately 0, you can expect an alert tone.
EV1 copy.
EV2 copy.
Okay, crew, we show you less than 0.5 psi. You are go to open and stow the EV hatch. Koichi, you'll then close the EV hatch MPEV, and Frank, you'll close the emergency MPEV.
EV1 copy.
IV copies.
Hey, Duke, I'm going to slide down a little bit.
Okay.
You're getting a look at the outside of the International Space Station now. The International Space Station in orbital nighttime, so it's being illuminated by the lights outside. Right now we're zoomed in on the hatch. The thermal cover is still covering the hatch, but we did get confirmation the hatch itself is open. Again, the official start time of the spacewalk does not occur until the astronauts switch to battery power.
Is opened and then in the process of fully opening, I open the EV MPEV.
Just verifying, Koichi, we'd like you to close the EV hatch MPEV.
Excuse me, I misspoke. It was EMER MPEV is closed now. And the hatch is open.
Okay, copy. EV hatch is open and stowed, and the EV hatch MPEV is closed.
That's a good feedback.
And the emergency MPEV is also closed.
Okay, copy. Emergency hatch MPEV is closed. All right, with that, EV1 and EV2 on your DCM, switch power to BAT, stagger your switch throws, and expect a warning tone.
Okay, EV1 copies in work.
EV2 copies in work.
EV1 battery.
EV2 battery.
Copy. Copy. EV1 and 2 are in battery. Switch your display to Pro to verify a functional display.
EV1 verified functional display.
EV2, functional display.
Copy. On the UIA, switch power for EV1 and 2 off and check that the LEDs for EV1 and 2, that's 4 LEDs total, are off.
In work. Power for EV1 and 2 is off, LEDs off.
Copy. Disconnect your SCU from your DCM and install the DCM in its cover.
EV1 copies in work.
In work.
All right, with that, the two spacewalkers have switched their spacesuit powers to battery. That marks the official start for today's spacewalk. We got a clock up on the board, and so we're looking at 7:14 a.m. Central Time for the official start of today's spacewalk.
EV1 SCU is detached in the security of the pouch.
EV2 disconnected and stowed.
Okay, copy. Your SCUs are disconnected and stowed, and make sure you have your DCM cover installed.
EV1 DCM cover installed.
EV2 DCM covers installed.
Check depress pump man ISO valve closed.
Depress pump man ISO valve closed.
Set your temperature control valve to max hot.
EV1 in work.
EV2 in work.
EV1 TCV max hot.
EV2 TCV max hot.
Copy 1 and 2. Switch water on.
EV1 switched water on.
EV2 water's on.
Check DCM blank and bite is off.
EV1 verified.
EV2 verified.
Set your temperature control valve as desired. Report to MCC, and reminder to report all subsequent TCV changes.
EV1 copies. EV1 TCV 5.
EV2 TCV 4.
Okay, copy 5 and 4. Report your suit P gauge to MCC.
EV1 CP gauge 4.3.
EV2 4.3.
4.3 for both of you. Set your visors as required. You'll be coming out into a night pass.
EV1, copy. EV2.
Okay, crew, with that, you are ready to open the hatch thermal cover. Koichi, you'll release the hook from the magnetic plate D-ring, attach the hook to the stowage tether point, and cinch the strap until it's snug with 6 lines visible.
EV1 in work.
Wakata now pushing the fabric thermal cover that's on the outside of the crew lock's hatch. You can see him pushing that sort of out of the way. The hatch is open. All the steps that they've been doing up to this point is really the closeout procedures for everything they've been working on for the depressurization, getting their suits ready. They've already checked their tethers. Right now, they'll push open the thermal hatch and they'll exit one at a time. Wakata first, since he's the one.
To the stowage tether point, and I see 6 lights visible.
Copy, Koichi. Koichi, you are go to egress the airlock. Once you've egressed, turn on your Heka. Duke, for you, you'll be retrieving the cable bag and prepping it to pass to Koichi once he's out.
Thermal cover is open. Wakata now exiting the hatch. The Heka that was mentioned is the high-definition camera that's mounted on the spacesuit's helmet. Wakata out the hatch. You can see when following along throughout the spacewalk, you'll be able to notice him by the suit with the red stripes. Nicole Mann, call sign Duke. She'll be coming out afterwards. Both of them will do a tether configuration check once again. They already did one inside the hatch. They'll do it again outside. Configure their suits and make sure they have all the materials needed before they translate out.
When you're ready. Okay, stand by. I'm going to turn on the Heka. Heka is on, okay?
Copy.
And I'm local. You can okay. And you can give me the cable bag. Okay, I see that. Okay, let me grab that.
These silver reels you see floating in front of EV1, Koichi Wakata, with the red stripes. Those are the tethers that I mentioned. They'll be doing a tether check once both of them are outside the hatch, and you can sort of see Duke, EV2, Nicole Mann, exiting the hatch after Wakata. They are in a night pass right now, although very soon they'll be seeing an orbital sunrise.
In the DR key to the cable bag, I'm going to release the red.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, have the red.
Okay, you got it.
Duke, you'll stow that ret on the airlock D-ring extender. And when you're ready, you can transfer the strut bag out to EV1.
Ret is stowed to airlock D-ring extender.
Duke, I'm ready to receive it.
I'm positioning the strut bag like we talked about.
Okay, so I'm going to come in a little bit to pull it out.
Okay, I've got it up in the corner.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get the bottom end towards you.
All right. Let me come in a little bit to grab it.
Okay.
Hey, still. Can you pitch it down towards the hatch?
Okay.
Towards me. Yeah, you need to go a little bit on the starboard side because it's kind of hang up on the hatch. Okay, that's now clear. You can.
Is a archer.
Right. That's a good direction, orientation.
Okay, stand by. There's a little tangle here.
Okay.
So I think it's the red from the cable back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show my left side, see if you can see it there.
Okay, let me
I
check.
think it got caught on my...
Okay, wait, let's see, let me check that. It'll be a T. Got it. Okay, on your...
Okay, you see the red from the cable bag? It's from the D-ring extender up to the top of the crew loft.
It is clear.
Clear? Okay.
But, okay, so let me kind of attach this because it's going through your D-ring extender. Could you come down a little bit?
Yep.
Get closer. Yep. For you. Yep. Yep. Good direction, and then.
Actually, I'm going to move that back to the UIA because it's going to interfere, I think, with the cable back. So
Okay.
I'm going to move it from the airlock D-ring extender
Okay.
this year.
You want me to release this red?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, it's going.
And you can hand it to me.
Okay. There you go.
Got it. And then once I get it, let's double check it's clear.
Yeah. Now I think I think now it's clear. You see that?
I see it's clear, but it's going
Yeah, going through the
cable bag.
I don't think it's going through the. Is it going through the cable bag? I cannot see that. It's not going through the cable bag.
But it's going through my station tether, and it's hung up on the cable bag. I'm going to release it again.
Yeah. And then
And I'm just going to release it and let it go back to the hook.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I'll drop it when we come back.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay,
Now it's clear. All right.
Okay.
So then you can get the shut bag. Yep.
Shut back, sir.
Okay, I'll push it in. Right. And then.
Okay.
All right.
I am all the way towards the hatch here.
Okay. Let me go in a little bit to grab it.
And I'll try to put it down at you. Going down.
A little more. Come down. Okay, I grabbed the wrong side of the shut bag.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull it out. So I'm making some pitch. And then.
Okay, that looks like it's coming nicely?
Okay, yeah, it's coming nicely.
Okay, it's looking good.
Okay, looking good. Okay, I continue to pull it out. Okay. Okay,
looking clear?
Yeah, it's clear. It's coming out nicely.
All of this work that you're seeing right now is Wakata and Man, or call sign Duke, working together to get this very long bag out of the crew lock. This is really, of all the tools they're going to be bringing out to the work site, this is the star of the show. That bag contains the modification kit, flattened with all of the pieces necessary for them to construct it. Right now, this is a picture from a previous strut with an open bag. You can see all of the different components. Today, we'll be working on taking this and turning it into the fully constructed modification kit on the 1A channel. This is a very important piece of equipment that's going to be making its way with the astronauts. They're going to attach it to themselves as they move out to the work site today.
On the top handrail of the crew lock.
Copy that. All right, and it's clear. You can come out.
Okay.
Houston's following along, and we like the plan for that ret as well. You can leave it where it is.
Okay.
Great problem solving there, guys. Looking good.
Awesome.
Okay, DC is coming out.
Okay, and the strut bag is to your left, and you can just come down straight down.
Okay, I'm going to go station aft.
Okay, copy that. I'll move the strut bag a little bit more to the port side, starboard side, port side. All right, should be clear now.
Okay, I've got a local down.
Okay, looks good.
Okay, I'm going to get out, so I'll turn on my,
Deca.
okay, and then I'll get the,
Roger that. Strut bag.
oh,
Okay. Okay, I see it on.
okay.
You got that DRT.
Yep, I'm going to work on my BRT.
Copy.
BRT is the body restraint tether for Duke, on the suit with no stripes. She'll be attaching that strut bag to her body restraint tether. Attached to Koichi is a bag full of cables. On his way over to the 1B work site, he's going to stop along the way and temporarily stow that bag full of cables for the work later on, while Man, or Duke, has the job of taking that strut bag over to the 1A channel. What you'll hear when they talk to each other, they'll be doing buddy checks and saying how each other's spacesuit looks and reporting that to each other. They do have some procedures to make sure all of their suit components are in a good spot before they actually translate or move over.
The sun is coming up. I'm going to get my visor down.
Yep, my visor advisory is down too.
But these procedures are all about communication.
Houston copies, and once you've got your volume...
International Space Station is over the South Pacific Ocean right now. We're entering into an orbital daytime, so you're seeing the sun rise over the horizon of the Earth right now.
Quick, you stand by. I got to adjust
right.
the
Yeah,
thing here.
take your time, right. Okay, so your umbilical is, yeah, now it's clear. Okay, now
Oh, it's out of the
should be
pouch,
clear.
though?
Yeah, now it should be clear.
Let me get it back in the pouch, though.
Okay, I'll work on it, and why don't you do the BRT of the short bag. I will give it to you in the pouch.
And thank you, crew. We appreciate you taking care of the SCU. It does need to go back in its pouch. We appreciate it.
Okay, copy that. Then, striped SCU is now back in the airlock.
Great work. Thanks for taking care of that.
Okay, no problem. All right, Duke. Okay, looks good.
I got it released from the airlock, and I got the other adjustable on me.
Yep.
So I'm going to put it in the jaws now.
Roger that. I can hold it here.
And you could say that line needs to be towards my head.
Towards your head, yeah. Rotate towards your head. That's a good orientation.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay, I have the strut bag on my BRT. Jaws are closed, paddles are out.
Okay.
I'm going to tighten up my joints, and then
We do the body check after that.
Houston copies all. You guys are looking great.
okay, I'm ready for a check when you are.
Okay, so could you move up your camera a little bit up so that I can see the any workstation tab up?
Yep.
I can see that. Just a moment. Okay, I see two mini workstation tabs up. BRT tab is up. And I see HECA green LED on, WBS green and LED on. And I see both safer handles. Let me check that the left side is down. Yeah, both safer handles are down. And idle tools are good, and tether is good. Okay. You check.
Okay, I see your green HECA, your green WBS, your lights are on, that looks good. I've got 1, 2, 3 tabs up on your mini workstation. Let me look at your handles.
Okay.
Okay, you've got 1 and 2 safer handles are down.
Okay.
I see your safety tether, looks like it's a good conserve in your BRT.
Okay. Copy that. See, now with that, we're complete with the body check.
Okay, crew, we'll take a baseline HAP from both of you.
Easy on the happy dry.
And HAP is a baseline for EV. Just
Okay, copy. Good baseline HAP for both of you. You can take a couple minutes here to do some translation adaptation. So play around with your body, rotation, pitch, yaw, roll, various hand grips, translation without rotation, and try attaching a local tether and releasing both hands. Just a reminder, this first hour will set your MEDOX for the rest of the EVA, so just take it nice and deliberate. Take it easy.
You want copies?
take your copies.
Getting some wonderful views from the outside of the International Space Station right now. The duo are just at the beginning of their planned 6.5-hour spacewalk. They're getting a sunrise over the South Pacific Ocean, and we're getting great high-definition views from their helmet cameras right now. They just finished performing buddy checks, and you heard the ground IV Zena Cartman telling them to take their time. Of course, they have done plenty of spacewalk training, including here on the ground at the Johnson Space Center here in Houston is a laboratory called the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, where they practice these things underwater. It is a very good analog for understanding what it's like in the microgravity environment, but the two of them now are first-time spacewalkers, so they're going to take some time on the outside of the hatch to just get used to understanding the differences between performing the spacewalk in a pool with the resistance of water and having no resistance in the vacuum of space. Their translation path or their movement out to the work site is all the way out on the wings of the International Space Station on the solar arrays. So they do have quite a bit of translation to go to, so they're just sort of getting their bearings, making sure they understand their movements before they make that journey. And once again, we have another increment gap in communication from the International Space Station. We mentioned being over the South Pacific Ocean at this time. Throughout today's spacewalk, we'll see gaps like these. The space station communicates by way of geosynchronous satellites called the TDRS network, tracking and data relay satellites. We'll get intermittent gaps of audio and video. Sometimes we regain the audio a little bit earlier. Just as now you're hearing the audio come from the International Space Station, so we'll be regaining that shortly. Teams here in Mission Control Houston are monitoring today's spacewalk, as well as the International Space Station and the crew inside. It'll be the teams here that are walking our astronauts through today's procedures. Zena Cartman, you see in the middle there, with the black blazer and the white shirt, that is NASA astronaut Zena Cartman, ground IV. It's her voice that's being communicated from all the work that the teams are doing here in Mission Control Houston. She's translating that up to the crew.
It's an awesome view here.
And standby one, Koichi, we're actually checking on the SEUs in the airlock.
Okay.
We're having the IV crew check on that through the hatch window.
Okay.
Koichi, just for your awareness, on your left side, your tethers are over the top of the BRT. It's going to be a problem just when you, after you get that bag off. It's going to
Yes, I understand that. Yeah, okay. I see that. Thanks. That's a good check.
Each other's in the way.
Good.
Okay, crew, we're back with you. We did see one of the SUs came out of its pouch, but we are actually good with that as long as the thermal cover is tended closed. And so with that, you can go ahead and start translating. EV1, you'll be translating out to the anchor hooks that are nadir of the starboard seating arch. Duke, if you can tend the hatch thermal cover closed, that's very helpful. Continue your translation adaptation.
Okay, thermal cover's tended closed.
V1 copy. Start translating.
And the journey begins now that they've done all that they can on the outside of the airlock's hatch, getting all of their tools, attaching it to their body restraint tether, making sure their tethers are in a good configuration, sort of doing an adaptation. Now we're following Koichi Wakata with the high-definition camera, and he's translating or moving out to the work site, so he's going to begin his journey out.
Copy.
You guys are looking great. And just a reminder as you translate to also keep your cable bags and strap bags in your scan so that they don't hit anything either.
V1 copies.
V2 copies.
For those just tuning in, we're following along by way of the helmet camera of Koichi Wakata. They've exited the hatch and started their spacewalk officially at 7:14 a.m. Central Time. Did some buddy checks and made sure they had all their tools attached to them. You can see there, attached to his body restraint tether, Koichi Wakata has a cable bag in tow. Right now he's heading over to the S4 truss section of the truss. He's going to leave that cable bag there and then go to the 1B work site. They're splitting up to begin with. Koichi Wakata is going to drop off that bag and then finish up tightening some bolts on the fully constructed mounting platform that's on the 1B truss. He's just got to use that pistol grip tool, or basically a cordless drill, to tighten some bolts. Not much work there. It's really just going to take the first hour of his task, while Nicole Mann, by call sign Duke, we'll be hearing that over Space to Ground today. She's going to go over to directly to the 1A worksite with the strut bag in tow. That strut bag has the mounting platform itself in it, so she'll begin the construction there, while Koichi Wakata finishes up the construction on the 1B site. And then for the remainder of today's spacewalk, the two will focus on working together to construct that mounting platform on the 1A channel.
Looking good, Koichi. You'll be keeping eyes out for S3 handrail 3011 for your handrail.
Copy that. I see that here.
In the middle of the frame there, you can see a digital camera. The lens is the thing that makes it the most apparent, but it's covered with insulation to protect it from the thermal environment outside the International Space Station. So Koichi Wakata will be able to take some photos, both for engineering purposes to show the work that they're doing, as well as take some beautiful photos of Earth and of the work outside.
Copy, Koichi. And that's S1 handrail 3217. I'm approaching the left to Duke's Echo Hook.
hook is attached to S1-3217, gate closed, hook locked, and Duke, we have a go to release your waste letter from the airlock unit center.
Copy. In work.
Houston copies, looking good.
Reacher's waste letter is released from the airlock D-ring extender. Thermal cover is closed.
We copy. Released from the airlock D-ring extender and thermal cover closed. With that, you can start translating Duke out to the 1 Alpha work site. You just take it slow and easy, and before you cross the Sarge, check that your gauntlets are in place. And same for you, Koichi, as you head out to S4. Make sure that your gauntlets are in place before you cross the Sarge.
Copy that. Gauntlets are in place. I'm going to go to S4 work site.
Perfect. From Phase 1, you'll be trending zenith to the non-radiator edge, looking for S4 handrail 2219 when you get out there.
Copy that. 2219. Okay, safety tethers in good config.
You guys are looking good. Koichi will have you just continue to take it nice and slow and easy. Make sure we keep your MEDOX trending average for the rest of the EVA.
Copy that.
Okay, this is coming up the toolboxes.
Copy, Duke.
For those following along, you're seeing a split screen here from the high-definition helmet cameras on both of our spacewalkers today. Koichi Wakata making his way out to the 1B channel. He's going to stop along the way, and he's got a cable bag in tow on his body restraint tether, and has some of the cables for some of the secondary work as well as GoPros, some of the other tools and materials that they need for the non-primary work that they're doing, while Nicole Mann, or call sign Duke, has the strut bag. That's the primary thing that they're doing. Nicole Mann just finished up her work. She had to make sure the thermal cover on the EVA hatch was closed and make sure there's no thermal fluctuation inside of the crew lock where they just exited to begin today's spacewalk. Both of them now translating or moving out to their respective work sites. Now we're getting high-definition views. This is Nicole Mann, call sign Duke. She's wearing the suit with no stripes, and she's got that giant bag with her. That's the strut bag that has the mounting platform that they're going to be installing today. Both of them will be working on the 1A channel. Koichi Wakata's got to make a stop first to work on the 1B, but Nicole Mann's going to get started right away, so she's got that bag in tow. She'll be able to unbuckle some of the straps that are holding those components in place, retrieve some of the materials, and they'll be installing it one at a time. The ground teams have plenty of experience with this type of work. This will be the 6th modification kit, the 6th time that we've used these struts to attach to a mast canister, so they're prepared for any of issues or troubleshooting they need to do along the way, and that work will be being done soon. Right now we're just watching the translation or the movement.
Stand by, Koichi. You'll need to actually backtrack just a little bit. Let me give you a good handrail pass.
Okay. Okay, so come down a little bit, and then
Koichi, you're doing a good thing. You can head outboard from there. That was a good move going towards your feet.
okay, 2219 is what I have. Do I keep going?
That's perfect. You'll be pausing here to stow the cable bag. So this is the inboard non-radiator corner. So that will be on handrails 2219 and 2215 using integral tethers with the handrail toward the radiator.
Okay. Okay, copy that. I see them. Actually, that was really close.
I'm coming underneath the MT.
Okay, copy that. I'm at the 10th location of the cable bag. Zena, the pedestal orientation is the handrail away from the towards the radiator side. Is that right?
That's correct. The handrail toward the radiator. And Koichi, we'll actually have you hang out there for just a second. As we know, every Medox canister is a different character. Yours is trending a little bit high right now. So we'll just pause and make sure that we can maintain that good Medox canister for the rest of the EVA.
Okay, copy that.
I'm passing our anchor hook. Stay with good.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Koichi, thanks for hanging for a sec. We'll have you stow that cable bag, again with the handrail toward the radiator using 2219 and 2215.
Copy that.
I'm just off of your right side.
Okay, copy.
We see you both. Looks like you've got good eyes on for deconfliction.
And Zena, my gauntlets are down.
Copy, gauntlets down, Duke.
Koichi's done.
We copy. I like that plan, Duke.
Okay, cable baggage attached to handrail 2219 and 2215 with the handrail towards the radiator.
That's perfect. Good config. With that, you can fair lead on X4 handrail 2219, and we'll have you translate out to your green hook location. This will be outboard toward the S5, S6 interface, and then over the A-frame to the Zenith non-radiator side. And just a reminder to take it really nice and slow and easy. We've got that trending high Medox canister, so just take your time.
Copy that. Okay, Duke, then I'm going to start translating.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Okay, safety feathers in good config.
Okay, Zena, I'm going to continue upwards.
Copy, Duke. You'll be following the keel side non-radiator edge, following handrail 2219, and continuing outboard to 2231.
For those following along, we're getting high-definition views from the outside of the International Space Station. The two spacewalkers are going to be splitting up for the first of their tasks. Koichi Wakata translating over to the 1B work site. He had a cable bag in tow along the way and stored it in a location so they can easily access it later. There's some materials in there they need for some future work that's later in the timeline. For now, though, Koichi Wakata really only needs his pistol grip tool. The mounting platform on the 1B channel was constructed on a previous EVA and really just needs a little bit of tightening and some last-minute work to finish it up. So he can do that by himself. He's just going to do that for about the first hour of the spacewalk. Once he gets there, that'll really start the clock for him to perform some of that work. In the meantime, you're watching EV2 Nicole Mann, callsign Duke, translating or moving out to the 1A channel. In tow, she's got a strut bag. That's the struts that they're going to actually be building together. Wakata will join Mann later in today's spacewalk. She'll just get a head start and start some of that work here soon.
Okay, copy that.
Zena, I've got a local down. I'm dropping the bag.
Okay, copy that, Duke. And a reminder for Koichi, just a quick caution to minimize loads into the wire ties that are on that MLI there. Should be right nearby handrail 2008.
Okay, I see that. Thank you.
Duke, for you, you're stowing that strut bag, as you know, I'm sure, on the outboard non-radiator corner of the IEA. Looking for handrails 2222, 2236, and 2251, but that's also up to your prerogative a little bit. You want the tape towards the mass canister and handrail toward the radiator.
Copy.
Okay, Green Hope is attached to handrail 2007.
Okay, copy. Green Hook is down. With that, you can translate out toward the 1 Bravo mass canister. And reminder that at the 1 Bravo IEA, you'll be crossing to the radiator side. So follow S6 handrail 2032.
Copy, 2032.
Okay, I got one tether down to the bag. I'm releasing my BRT and BRT red.
Copy that, Duke.
Okay, Gina, I'm at 2060 at 6. And I translate to the outboard to go to the left side of the correct?
Yeah, you'll be crossing to the radiator side, and on the radiator side, heading outboard to the mass canister. Oh, and yes, you will be going to the left side of the mod kit. With that, we'll take a glove, hap, and gauntlet check.
Okay. After I get there, or do I want me to do it now? Gloves are good. Hap is dry.
Copy. Good gloves and hap. And we also see that your gauntlets are
Can
down.
I keep translating?
Yes, you can.
Okay, copy that.
I got 2236 and 2251 for the bag, and I'm going to get one more.
Copy, Duke. And a big picture update for both of you. You're pretty much right on the timeline. And our limiting consumable right now is Medox with a 630 PET.
Copy.
So that's a good report from the ground IV, Zena Cardman. Along the way, the teams continue to monitor the progress through the procedures, as well as something called limiting consumables. The spacesuits that they're wearing has everything they need in terms of life support. It provides the pressure, the air, it provides water, it also provides battery power. Everything is portable as they do this work outside of the International Space Station. Now an hour into today's spacewalk, we planned for 6.5 hours. Everything seems to be on track in terms of the timeline and the limiting consumables. They'll continue to monitor this throughout as it could fluctuate, but right now we're looking good.
Until it's fully installed.
See that I am translated up on the 2097 handrail on the canister, and I'm at the left side.
That's perfect.
Okay, Gina, I got the bag down also on 2227. I'm going to head in to get the APFR.
All right, copy, Duke. With that, you can translate inboard to the starboard CETA with 1 and grab that APFR. Koichi, for you, once you're at the left collar bolts, you'll be going outboard under the VGA platform on the broom. Okay, you're there. You'll be opening the MLI around the mid-strut collar to access the collar bolts.
Okay. Okay, I see that. I open the MLI. I can access to both collar bolts.
That's perfect. I've got a great view in your HECA now. Okay, I have PGT settings for you when you're ready.
Okay. I VRT'd to the handrail on the mid-strut. And I'm ready for PGT setting.
Okay, great. And just a quick reminder here, while you're BRT'd to that mid-strut handrail, minimize normal and torsional loads into the mid-strut. Your PGT settings will be Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
So right now, Koichi Wakata is at the work site of the 1B channel. You can sort of see the struts on the right side of the mast canister. That's taking up most of the center of the frame there. The mounting platform on the 1B channel is constructed. He's got the pistol grip tool, basically a cordless power drill. They have cordless. They have the torque settings programmed into the tool, so they know exactly how much torque to work onto the various parts of the struts. So he's on the left side right now. He opened the multi-layer insulation, the white fabric, to access the bolt on the left side. So he'll be the first part of his task is to work on some of the bolts there.
And Vina, what's the approximate turn on the
Okay, Koichi, you'll be
those two bolts?
driving M29 and M30 to torque. We're expecting about 4 to 6 turns, looking for turn count, torque, and green light.
Copy that. 4 to 6 turns expected.
Hey, Zena, I've arrived at the whiff. I'm going to pitch take off on the WIFX.
Copy that, Duke.
Okay, Zena, I got a green light and torqued out. And I see torque is 25.5. 25.8, and the revolution is, I counted 3.5 visually, but it says revolution is 029 on the BGG.
Okay, copy 25.8 on the torque and 3.5 turns counted visually. Looking for a green light as well, and to confirm that was M29?
That was the lower side, and you don't see a label here.
All right, Koichi, we're going to talk about the turn count on that one, but while we're doing that, you can go to the other bolts and same number of turns expected, about 4 to 6, looking for torque and green light as well.
Great, copy.
So again, the pistol grip tool, that cordless power drill that Koichi Wakata is holding now, has the turn count and the torque settings. He's tightening with a clockwise rotation the different collar bolts on the left part of the mounting platform's strut. He tightened one, and as the ground teams assess that collar bolt settings, he'll be working on the next.
Copy, Golf and knob popped out. You can retrieve the WIFX and APFR and stow it on your BRT when you're ready, and translate out to S4.
In work. In work.
Okay, Dina, I tried on the upper side. They visually confirmed the 2 turns, and then it just came up, and I see 2 left. And I don't see.
Koichi, you're coming in a little broken there. Could you repeat your last? I heard 2 turns and did not copy the rest.
Okay, Zena, I visually confirmed the 2 turns on the upper bolt, and I got the 2 lights, low torque, and torque value shows 20.2, and I don't see any turn counts on the PGT.
Copy that, Koichi. We'll have you try that bolt again. Just make sure you're in a good body position for leverage on that PGT, and we'll have you hit the upper bolt one more time.
Okay, copy that.
And I have my ret on the APFR WIFX. I'm releasing the WIFX.
Copy, Duke.
Okay, visually another a little over 1 turn. I got a green light and torqued out in torque value 25.5, and the turn count is 1.42.
Okay. Copy 1 additional turn, green light, and 25.5 on the torque. We'll talk about those numbers for just a moment here.
Okay.
Okay, Koichi, we'll have you move on here. We're going to set the PGT to manual ratchet clockwise, and then you'll be driving M29 and 30 until you get 2 MTL pops. So we'll expect several extra turns here. Just keep an eye out and give us a turn count visually.
Copy that. Manual ratchet, and I'm going to do the manual on the lower side bolt.
Copy, starting with the lower bolt.
Okay, APFR is on my BRT paddle there.
What's up, Bob?
Copy, Duke. Good news. You can translate out to S4 with 25.
Okay, on the lower bolt, 2 pops, and the bolt turn is approximately 90 degrees, a quarter of a turn.
Okay, copy 1/4 additional turn and 2 pops on the MTL.
That's a good beat.
Okay, Koichi, we're going to talk about that bolt, but meanwhile you can go to the upper bolt and do the same thing in manual ratchet.
Copy that.
So a quick recap, there are 2 bolts on his left strut that Koichi Wakata is working at. We're looking at his helmet camera view. He's using the pistol grip tool to hand tighten each of the bolts. Now that he's done a rotation, just hand tightening them to torque. In the meantime, Nicole Mann is on the other work site. She's preparing and grabbing the materials she needs, including a work restraint, to start constructing the mounting platform. From Koichi Wakata's view, you can see sort of the final product of that mounting platform on the 1B channel. That's what they'll be building on 1A.
I'm using the manual ratchet. It's rotated about half a turn, and still it does not pop.
Okay, copy half a turn. You can keep going if you're able. We want to get 2 MTL pops.
Can I continue the 2 MTL pops?
Affirm. Go to continue. We'll look for 2 MTL pops on the upper one.
Okay, that was 1 pop. Okay, 2 pops complete on the upper bolt.
Okay, copy. 2 pops complete on the upper bolt. Were there any additional turns after that half turn?
Another quarter turn.
Another quarter turn and 2 pops on the upper bolt. Okay, give us just a second to talk about that bolt.
Okay.
And while we give the MER and EVA a moment to talk about that, you can just hang out, take some photos for your awareness. Your net rate is looking really good right now, looking a lot better.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, definitely trending better from before.
Awesome.
Duke, as a reminder for you, before you cross the Sarge, check that your gauntlets are in place.
Okay, my gauntlets are in place. Thank you.
Another intermittent gap in communications from the International Space Station. The teams here in Houston's Mission Control are overseeing the spacewalk for today. 2 spacewalking astronauts, Koichi Wakata and Nicole Mann, working on upgrades to the power channel and some of the prep work needed for the arrival of IROSAs, or International Space Station Rollout Solar Arrays, later this summer. They'll be working on 2 mounting platforms, one on the 1B channel and another on the 1A. Koichi Wakata is already at the 1B channel, tightening some bolts as part of the final steps to make sure that mounting platform is secure. It's expected that that's going to take just the first hour or so of the spacewalk, and he's already getting on a great timeline for getting that work done.
Which is great news. So if you haven't already, you can set your PGT back to motor and stow it. Then close the MLI to cover the power bolts.
Okay, copy that work.
And that note from Zena Cardman here in Mission Control saying that the 2 bolts on the left color are complete, so he's going to close up the multi-layer insulation, sort of the white fabric that protects it thermally from the vacuum of space and the harshness of the sun, and he'll work on some of the next struts. The next one should be the mid strut that he'll be working on. In the meantime, Nicole Mann is prepping her work site, which is the 1A channel. She's getting some materials she needs. She already stowed the bag that has the the struts inside, and those struts will be what will be used to actually construct the mounting platform on the mast canister of the 1A channel. She got the foot restraint, retrieved it from one of the work sites, and you can sort of see it attached to her right now from this view on the outside of the space station. That foot restraint is going to help to access some of the areas that are needed for actually constructing that mounting platform. She'll be able to ingress or enter that foot restraint and give her the leverage that she needs to actually drive some of the bolts and actually construct the mounting platform. So she's got that in tow, and she's going to be going over to the 1A work site very soon to get it ready while Koichi Wakata continues to finish up the work on the 1B side.
The my cover is put it back, put the back on the cover bolts.
Okay, copy that, Koichi. We don't have your HECA right now, but we do have your WBS. And so with that, you can translate to the right side power bolts.
Okay, copy that.
Okay, Zena, I'm going to put this in risk 25 with a clocking of 6.
Good work, Duke. Clocking of 6. I'm tracking golf is already set, and let me know when you're ready for the extension. And of course, we'll be looking for black on black with a good pull test as well.
Right now you're looking at the helmet camera of Duke, NASA astronaut Nicole Mann. She's at the 1A worksite right now, and you see her installing the articulating portable foot restraint. This foot restraint has the ability to have some settings to angle the foot restraint so that it can reach predetermined marks that are needed for the upcoming work to actually install some of the struts. So she's installing that right now. She's going to check the settings on the articulating portable foot restraint, make sure it's really at the right angle so that she can access some of the first bolts and areas that she needs to access for some of the upcoming work.
And a heads up, you guys will be flying over Japan in a couple minutes. Wave hello for us.
Awesome. Thank you.
of 6 with a good pull twist test.
Okay, copy. Good pull twist test and a clocking of 6. We'll also take a black on black check for that last color.
Yes, black on black.
Okay, copy. And the extension there will be 5 for the WIFX.
Copy. You got one side down, Kaliki, you already headed over the other side?
Yeah, I'm on the right side and just adjusting the TCD now.
Nicely done.
Yeah, how's it going with you?
Good, I got the WIFX in. I'm going to adjust the EPFR, then get started on the triangle.
Right.
The two first-time spacewalkers sharing their progress for today.
On the right side, I'm opening the MRI.
Okay, copy. And before you do that, we'll actually take a HECA cycle from both of you. Just one button push on your HECA. And correction, just Koichi.
Copy.
Okay. Okay, HECA should be on now. Do you see that?
We copy that, Koichi. It'll probably take us about a minute before we see any change here. But for now, we hear that you are in place. You can open the MLI around the mid-strut collar to access those bolts, M25 and M26.
Okay.
And I'll have PGT settings when you're ready.
Okay, copy that. Okay, stand by.
I started working on the pitch here. I've got the knob is unlocked, and I'm looking for Tango Tango, but it is pretty stiff, as Josh mentioned.
Copy. That is
okay,
the
I'm
correct
ready.
setting.
PGT setting.
And copy that it's stiff. Koichi, for you, PGT settings will be Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
Okay, Zena, your cutoff is the Bravo 7, clockwise 2, is that correct?
Affirm, Bravo 7, clockwise 2.
Zena, can you see in my HECA?
We do see your HECA.
Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. Got the black line pointed towards unlock. Then Papa.
Now we have both helmet camera views from Koichi Bakata and Nicole Mann.
Hand on the width extender, and then we are pushing up on it. I don't know if you have any ideas. While you think about that, I'll move on to the width extender.
Copy, Duke. That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, Zena,
and that extension
the lower
is
bolt, Zena, I got a lower bolt, green light on TGT 25.4, it counts 4.14 turns. Plus direction, 4.79 turns.
Okay, Koichi, copy, green light, 25.4 on the torque, and 4 turns visually.
That's correct, and then the PGT shows 4.79 turns.
Copy, Koichi. You can go to M26 now. This is the other bolt. Same deal. We're expecting about 4 to 6 turns.
Copy that. Copy work.
Okay, Zena, as we talked about, I'm going to move on to the triangle until Koichi gets here so we can work together on that pitch.
Okay, copy that, Duke. So if you want to, one other thing you can try is using the boot plate for some extra leverage. But again, we'll take your expertise here. I'm happy to wait until Koichi gets there. You can also do the rest of the APFR settings if you'd like.
So a quick recap of where we are. We're seeing both the helmet cameras of Koichi Wakata and Duke. On the left, Koichi Wakata working on the mid-strut. There's various components of the mounting platform. He's asking for the settings that are needed on his cordless power drill to drive some of the bolts. On the right side, Duke is preparing the work site for installing a mounting platform on the 1A channel, and she's working on the portable foot restraint. You can see sort of the area where her feet will soon go later in the timeline, making sure that that's in a good configuration. So they're both at 2 different work sites right now.
Visually, it's more than 4.
Okay, copy. That's perfect. About 5 turns. With that, you can set your PGT to manual ratchet clockwise, and you'll be torquing both of those bolts. Looking for any additional turns, report those to us, and 2 MTL pops on each.
See that?
We've got a quick handover coming
I'm
here.
making progress here with the ingress aid and the boot plate.
Copy, Duke. Great work.
So same as he did with the left strut, on the mid-strut, Koichi Wakata is first using the pistol grip tool to drive with the tool itself, followed by some manual ratcheting to finalize the torque on each of the bolts. So right now he's working on that mid-strut. And then once again, we're in a handover period, so we're going to temporarily lose some of the video and audio from the space station. We're gaining audio first. It seems like we're getting some sounds from the space station.
Back with you guys after a quick handover. Koichi, we were tracking you were in manual ratchet, but have not heard the report yet. And Duke, we're tracking you're working on the APFR.
Okay, okay, so Zena, on the lower side bolt, I got a 2 pops on the manual ratchet, another quarter turn.
Copy, 2 pops, additional quarter turn on the lower bolt.
And the upper bolt is the same, 2 pops I got, and additional quarter turn.
Okay, copy, 2 pops and an additional quarter turn. That's a good bolt on both of those. So with that, you can set your PGT back to motor and stow it. You can also now translate on the 1 Bravo mod kit.
Copy. And I can translate to 1 Alpha mod kit, right?
Yeah, after this, you'll be closing the MLI on the collar bolts, and yes, you can translate on the 1 Bravo mod kit.
Oh, okay, I understand. Copy that.
Duke, if you feel like that APFR is behaving, you can feel free to continue work on it, but we can also have you pause and head to the upper triangle and wait for Koichi to get over there.
Okay, so I've got it in Tango Tango. I'm just trying to get that knob locked. It's about halfway there.
Tough times.
So as we regain video back from the International Space Station.
It's back on. Do you have the heck of you?
Affirm, we've got a heck of you, and copy the MLI.
Okay. The next is a heck of scan on the bracket.
Copy. The MLI over the collar bolts is just out of our view in your HECA right now. So if you can reposition just a smidge, we'll take a look, but we'll also just trust your eyes on whether that's covering the collar bolts.
You see the view? Let me know which direction I need to move.
Yeah, you look great there, Koichi. We can have you head to the mounting bracket, check that it's clear of MLI, and you'll probably have an even better view from over there.
Copy that.
You know, I've got a yaw of 12 full of Foxtrot. That pitch knob is about halfway there, and it's stuck. So when I get to tool, I'll use the tool. But I'm going to start working on the triangle right now.
Copy that plan, Duke. We like it. So we've got Tango Tango, Fox 12. Those are good settings, but the pitch knob is still not back out. And I like the plan to start working on the triangle. We'll come back with the tool. Duke, when you have a moment,
Okay,
we'll take a glove, tap, and gauntlet check as well. Copy, Koichi.
Okay, so I'm on the mountain bracket. You have a good view?
Checking, Koichi. Koichi, we're taking a look there. It's a little bit dark in your camera view. We'll trust your visual report as well.
Okay, so as for the MRI, the left side is covered up pretty well, and the right side, I can still a little bit. It's covering the color bolts area, and there's still some gap, and I can cinch it down a little firmly down.
Okay. You're ahead of the timeline right now, so we'll use this time to have you go over and adjust that MLI. Just take care of whatever gap you see.
Okay, copy that.
And
Koichi Wakata is still working on the 1B site. He's going to take some time. That white fabric that's on the outside of these struts, just make sure that's nice and tight.
My gloves, good.
Duke Nicole Mann on the 1A site, working on the portable foot restraint. She's also going to start building the different components of the mounting platform, starting with the upper triangle, the topmost part of the mounting bracket.
Then, you want me to do another HECA scan?
Copy, Koichi. Checking.
I'm already there, and the mounting bracket, and I don't know if you can see the HECA view, but now the MLI is covering.
Copy, Koichi. That's a good view. We're taking a look. Okay, Koichi, we're taking a look, and we see a flap of MLI open on the telescoping end of the strut. If you see that as well, we'll have you go over and see if you can get that to close with the Velcro.
Is that on the right side?
Affirm, Koichi.
Copy that. In work.
Engineers on the ground assessing the configuration of the mounting platform where Koichi Wakata is currently working. We're getting a view from his helmet camera. They're looking at the multi-layer insulation, that white fabric. They just really want to make sure it's covered very nicely, and once it's in a good configuration, we'll get confirmation from the ground teams that they're happy with it, and Koichi Wakata will be able to move on to the next task.
Okay, Zina, I don't know if you can see my HECA view, but I used this integrated wire tie to secure this little bit open MLI. Does it look good to you?
That looks beautiful, Koichi. We really like that. With that, we can have you depart this worksite, and you'll be translating over to 1 Alpha.
Copy that. Translating to 1 Alpha.
That's perfect. You'll head to the IEA via that right lower strut. Minimize translation on the mid strut if you can, and then you'll be going inboard on the S6 IEA. At the inboard edge, cross to the non-radiator side.
Copy.
For Koichi Wakata, there are 3 main tasks that he needs to accomplish over at the mounting platform. He was working his way basically clockwise around the mounting platform. He started on the left side to work on 2 bolts, then completed the mid-strut bolts. Now he's going to complete his work by tightening the 2 bolts that are on the right side. Of course, checking that multi-layer insulation, that white fabric along the way, making sure that looks good. But once he's done, he'll really proceed into some cleanup steps and then go over to translate to the 1A worksite where Nicole Mann is currently starting to construct some of the components of the mounting bracket over there, and then they'll work on that side together.
Okay, copy that, Duke. You can keep that tethered to the bag, lock out the thread if you need to. You'll be aligning the right upper strut L7 to the mounting bracket right side. Check that the alignment tab is in the groove and the black lines are aligned on the end of the mounting bracket. I'll have PGT settings when you're ready.
Copy.
So over on the 1A channel, Duke is building the mounting bracket. You can see from this graphic right here what that's going to look like. So that upper part with the sort of pinkish purple part is the upper triangle. She's right now building that first. So she's getting a head start on there, and it's going to attach to what's called the mast canister. That's that greenish, bluish soda can looking structure. That's where the legacy solar arrays were originally deployed from, and this is really sort of an adapter to allow the IROSA solar arrays to attach to the mounting bracket. That's that sort of bluish indigo part labeled there on the left, the IROSA mounting bracket. So she's just right now building that upper structure.
Hey, Koichi, if you can pause right there, you'll be following your safety tether back inboard to the 1 Alpha work site. We see you not quite translating in the right path.
Okay, it looks like it's safety tether is on to my left. That's why I was following it. But you see that?
Yeah, I do see that. So on the inboard edge of the IEA, we would have you cross back over to the non-radiator side. You can also follow the handrails that are in front of you to the other side of the IEA.
Copy that. I'm going to translate here on at the end of the IEA to the non-radiator side.
That's perfect, Koichi. Once you're on the non-radiator side, you can head inboard along the zenith edge. You'll follow S6 handrail 2008, and you'll be picking up your green hook from S6 handrail 2007.
Copy that. Pick up green hook at 2007.
And Duke, just checking, I didn't hear the PGT settings.
The PGT is the Bravo 3 clockwise 2, and just working on M14 here.
Perfect. Okay, we're expecting approximately 4 turns on M13 and M14. This is not to torque yet.
Copy, 4 turns.
Okay, Duke, now I see you.
Okay, I see you out there, Koichi.
All right.
Okay, Dean, I got 1 AM turn on 13 and 14, moving on to the PGT for 3 more.
Okay, copy. 1 hand turn on M13 and M14.
Three more turns on M14.
Copy. 3 additional turns on M14. That's 4 total.
Okay, Dean, I picked up the green hook, and I'm translating.
Copy, Koichi. You'll be at the S5, S6 interface following the A-frame nadir. Follow handrail 2144, and then on the nadir forward edge, translate to the inboard edge of the 1 Alpha IEA.
Copy.
Okay, Dean, I'm moving on to upper left to center pad.
Copy, Duke. And Duke, those are straps 1 and 2 for the left upper. And I'll have PGT settings, new settings when you're ready.
Hello, Duke.
Hey, Tracy. I've got upper right on the center triangle. I'm going to work on the center pad now.
Okay, copy.
But if you want, that pitch knob was giving me a hard time.
Pitch knob, okay.
You want to give it a try,
Okay.
or try the tool? All the settings are correct.
Okay, I'll try that.
Thank you.
That sounds good.
Tango to Papa, right?
No, the pitch is already set, Koichi. It just needs to be locked.
Locked. Okay, copy.
Yeah, good coordination for both of you. Koichi, if you do want to grab the Crowfoot tool, that's Deering Hotel in the strut bag, you'll need the ratchet wrench as well. Also, Duke, if it would help you to have an extra pair of hands, you can work together on the upper triangle, and then we'll go back to the APFR.
I recommend Koichi work through the APFR since he's right there.
Copy. That sounds good to us. And yeah, Duke, we concur that all of the settings are correct. We just want that pitch knob in the lock position.
And if you need the tool, Koichi, I can hand it to you.
Okay, let me try first without it, and then if it doesn't work, I'll get it.
I got it about halfway there.
Okay.
So to catch up on the procedures for today, Koichi Wakata did tighten some of the bolts on the struts on the 1B side. He's going to go over and help Nicole Mann just for a little bit. They're going to split up the tasks on the 1A side. Nicole Mann, call sign Duke, is going to continue to work on that upper triangle, which is the top section of the full mounting platform that's going to be installed on the 1A mast canister as part of today's spacewalk. In the meantime, Koichi Wakata over on the 1A work site. They're over there together now. Koichi will work on the continue to work on that foot restraint, which Nicole Mann will enter later as part of accessing those different parts of the mounting platform. So the two of them are over on the 1A work site now.
That's 14.
Copy. Additional 3. That's 4 turns total. Thank you.
Okay, I need a tool. It doesn't go all the way. I'll get a tool, Duke.
Yeah, you're going to go with the tool, Koichi?
Yes, I'll get it.
Okay. You see it? It should be right above your head there.
Okay.
Houston copies.
Easy, and I got 2 hand turns on M17, ready for PGT settings.
Copy, 2 hand turns on M17. PGT settings are Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Bravo 1, clockwise 2. And confirm I'm going to torque.
Affirm, you'll be going to torque. We're expecting a little over 6 turns to 9 turns. So that'll be about 4 or 5 to 7 turns additional to the 2 that you got by hand. And checking as well for black line flush.
Okay, this knob is locked on Tango, and it's topped out and can be depressed.
All right, Kuichi is the man.
It was really easy with the tool.
That's awesome. Way to go, Kuichi.
All right.
All right, Koichi will have you stow that foot tool back in the strut bag, and then you can assist Duke with that upper tackle.
Copy, the tool is already stowed in the strut bag. I'm going to assist Duke.
You are the man.
Trying. The Duke is the man.
We love it.
With one more and...
Koichi Wakata able to work with that pesky APFR, the portable foot restraint. Now the settings on that portable foot restraint are complete, so he'll join Nicole Mann, call sign Duke, to continue assembling that upper triangle of the mounting platform that they're going to install on the 1A channel.
I got 6 more turns. Green light, 12.0 on the torque, black line flush.
Okay, copy. 6 additional turns, black line flush, and good torque. With that, you can release the ret from the right upper strut.
Copy. Okay, right under upper strut, Brett is back to the bag. I'm working on pit pin and MLI in the center pass.
Copy, Duke.
Koichi, just for your awareness, the triangle is just above your head.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to reconfigure my weight setter and I will be with you.
Houston copies. And Duke, once you've got the MLI installed covering the L2 clevis and the pit pin installed on the grounding block, I'll have more PGT settings for you.
Okay, Duke.
For your awareness, these washers did come back from all the defense. Push it back, the spring is good.
Duke, we copy.
Duke, would it be helpful if I hold the triangle? When you do that?
Yeah, if you stabilize it there, I'll get this pit pin in, we can kind of talk about our game plan.
Sounds good. I'm right next to you, to your right, and I'm ready to help. going to rotate back towards you. Then.
Perfect.
All right?
Yes.
All right. All right. Then I'm going to work on the
MLI is on the center pad there.
Right, okay.
And heads up, guys, we've got about a minute until a 2-minute LOS. So, Duke, when you're ready, I can give you PGT settings and a couple steps to work on.
Okay, go ahead with the PGT settings.
Bravo 3, clockwise 2.
Bravo 3, clockwise 2. I'm going to do 4 turns on one, torque on the next, and then torque on back on the original.
Yeah, you got it. And just check for black line flush on both of those once you torque them.
Okay, copy.
The sun rising on the International Space Station as Duke gets those pistol grip tool or the cordless power drill settings.
Start is actually really good, Koichi.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We put on here is super helpful.
Oh, that's great.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Them working together is making the build of that upper triangle of the mounting platform a little bit easier. They were able to build the handover. We are expecting to lose communication, just video and audio very briefly soon. And right as expected, we're losing video and audio, but we'll be regaining it shortly. We get good communication from the tracking and data relay satellites through an operation such as this. Though this is a larger gap in communication, so you'll notice a lot of folks in the room taking a bio break. The gaps are relatively short through a dynamic operation, but this is one of the longer ones, so it gives the team an opportunity to take a break. We'll get back to the action pretty soon. While we're waiting to regain communication from the International Space Station, let's go over the plan and the work for today. So first of all, what they're doing is they're currently on the 1A channel, the channel that's marked in the yellow there. They are constructing a modification kit for future IROSA solar arrays, International Space Station rollout solar arrays. There are 4 that are installed in the International Space Station so far. That is all of the channels marked in blue, and then the green, the mounting hardware, that mounting platform was complete, but we saw Koichi Wakata tighten some of the bolts on the struts to make sure that that's ready to receive an IROSA later this summer. But the 2 of them now are over on the 1A channel, and they are working on the modification kit. Now, this is really a modification to the original mast canister. That's that light blue, kind of greenish tin can-looking structure. That had legacy solar arrays, and they are building those struts that are going to house soon the International Space Station rollout solar array on that mounting bracket that you see there in the graphic. So they're building that top portion right now, the upper triangle. That requires a cordless power drill to secure some of the bolts in place. All of these different components, as you see them now, were transported through a bag, and that bag has been transported over to their work site. You can see some of the upper struts, some of those components, they had to take them out. All of them are marked so they know which pieces are which, and right now they are putting them together to build the upper triangle. This is not the first time we've done it, so we do have graphics from previous spacewalks. You can see there on the right, that is a fully constructed modification kit. That's what it looks like. And then here's from a previous spacewalk, 2 spacewalkers actually installing the rollout solar arrays. Once it's installed, it unfolds just like you see there, and it's called a rollout solar array for a reason. It rolls out and covers the bottom portion of the legacy solar arrays, but it generates an incredible amount of power. And so far, 4 have been installed and are performing very well. So what they're doing now is they're creating the modification kit for those another pair of solar arrays that are going to be delivered to the International Space Station later in the summer. We're now regaining video and audio from the International Space Station, so let's go back to the action, where Koichi and Duke are both continuing to work on constructing that modification kit.
Yeah, I got 19 additional turns on M16, green light, 18.3 on the torque, and both bolts are black line flush.
Okay, 19 additional turns, green light, 18.3, and both are black line flush.
Look, Lisa, if I hand you this PGT, there's 2 bolts right in front of you.
Okay, copy that.
13 and 14, those are next.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. And it's already
Stand
set.
by one,
Bravo
Duke.
3 clockwise 2.
We're checking on one of those bolts before you pass off that PGT.
Okay, stand by.
Duke, for M15, did you do any hand turns to start?
Yeah, sorry, for M15 I had 2 turns hand start.
2 turns hand start, followed by 19 turns with the PGT.
Yeah, right. Do I need a new shoulder strap?